Right, I gotta change game capture too, since last one was Virgo. Although I probably should have changed it. No, that only has like less than an hour left on the sale, so nah, not worth. Was not worth changing over for that. I will do that another time. Enough of my rambling. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let's finish this up because I'm pretty sure I'm right at the end. I'm hoping that I definitely hope I finish this. I hope it doesn't go much longer. I'm pretty sure I'm like right at the end. I don't want to leave this up for another week. Oh, I meant to go back and like put myself in a more. That's kind of cheating, isn't it? If I go back and like put myself in a more favorable position with more like hits, isn't it? Yeah, last time we've been knocking away at Drever's defenses. The judge says, hey, you know, your client is totally innocent. We totally buy it now. We don't have to find the criminal here and now, which is that's a very not Ace Attorney thing to do. That's not Ace Attorney. That's not the way of Ace Attorney. I'm not playing this game about being a lawyer to defend my clients. I'm here to catch the criminals. And I'm gonna catch this criminal. I suggest this trial ending at this time, my lord. Beg your pardon? We demand one final testimony! Only one? What?! You realize I'm about to advocate in favor of your client, I presume? What are you playing at now, my Nipponiese friend? Why would you want to obstruct the conclusion of the trial at this point? No defense lawyer in his right mind would do that. I'm never in my right mind! Have you seen defense lawyers in this series? Naruto, what exactly are you thinking? Truth, the whole truth, and way to bring it all out into the open. Weren't you the one weren't you pushing me to do this? You were the one you helped push me to this before Susano. What are you doing me? Like, are you mad? The truth, the whole truth, and way to bring it all out into the open. Right. Yes, in hindsight. Ah yes, one word of warning before I go. If in the course of the trial this afternoon you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth, don't let it out of your sight. Pursue it like a dog with a bone. To the bitter end, you understand? Do not falter, whatever may come to pass. I'm sure that picking the other options to see what would happen does not count as faltering. Don't worry about it, Ryunosuke. I'm doing it. I'm not faltering. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes knew. He must have deduced that this would happen. Must have deduced that we'd stumble onto this whole big conspiracy? Yes, I'm here in court to advocate for my client. And secure an acquittal. Obviously. But that's not all. I believe that I have a duty to the court. To pursue the whole truth of the case until every last detail is laid bare. That's the prosecutor's job. That is why the defense calls for further testimony from Dr. Sith. Testimony from me? About what? About the nature of your collaboration with Mr. Enoch Dreber. In case this has saved your attention, I've already admitted to everything I did. The whole truth has already been revealed. So stop wasting everyone's time. Ah! As his lordship made very plain, your plan won't get the acquittal you wanted for him. There's simply no point protracting this business further with another tedious cross-examination.
Objection!
Oh! That poor audience member. Do you think, like, someone always... Do you think there's someone who, like, sits in this seat, or do you think they finally figured out by now, like, hey, maybe that seat should always remain empty? Pray forgive my careless handling of that hollowed bottle. I slipped. That's what you call it? What is your objection, Lord Van Zeeks? Prosecution also calls for supplementary testimony from the witness. Don't be stupid. If there is more to this case than has yet to come to light, then I will join my learned friend in pursuing the facts until the bitter end, and totally not because I am very personally involved in this matter. What? Lord Van Zeeks? This is most irregular, to say the least. However, as the prosecution also calls for it, I will uphold the request. After says, you will testify for the court, explaining the full extent of your involvement in the murder apparently committed by Mr. Drebber. Very well. In his testimony, the waxwork plot. It all began at the scene when I saw the waxwork and the note tucked inside its jacket. The actual body of the victim, as indicated in the note's instructions, were beneath the experimentation stage. The body had to be arranged in certain ways to implicate the defendant, which was my job, and enlisted the help of the entire forensic investigation team to address the scene appropriately. The truth about the execution 10 years ago was a state secret at the highest level. I had to protect it. So I was right. The stage and the machine were all specially designed for the deception. So it seems, all meticulously prepared, you did well to see through it. You're a very shrewd boy. I don't like that smile when she says that. That's kind of you to say. What about this autopsy report then? All he did was record the location of the body as being in the Crystal Tower instead of under the stage. Huh. I don't know why I completely glazed over that. That's a good sign. This is gonna go very well, I can tell. All I did was record the location of the body as being in the Crystal Tower instead of under the stage. That's all. It's a terrible corruption. Only my team were aware of the deceit, and then only under my explicit instructions. Nobody else at Scotland Yard knew anything about it, I assure you. We must be thankful for small mercies, I suppose. At least the corruption is only a very small amount in the very experimental, very unproven... is it really unproven? The unofficial forensic investigation team. I'm sure this will have great consequences for the future forensic investigation and how much people accept it in the future. Well, I believe that testimony has clarified everything. There's no particular need for cross-examination, I would say. No, I disagree. I can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. Just look at that expression on Sith's face. That is the expression of a villain. Maybe I should have put that target marker on her face in the thumbnail that I don't upload to Twitter anymore. Whatever. It's the defense's right to cross-examine any witness following testimony. This is about you Japanese that makes you all so doggedly persistent. Man! Questioning my testimony? How very Nipponese of you. Very well. If you so desire, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord! Cross-examination. Nice work, plot. Ugh, yeah, I don't like having only two things. I meant to, fix that up on my own time, but I did not do that, because I was too busy. I was too busy doing other things, like playing Etrian Odyssey on PC. I began to see when I saw the waxwork in the note tucked inside his jacket. Hold it! From what you described before, it sounds like the note was anonymous. Did you have any idea of who's behind it? There are very few people that know about what really happened 10 years ago to start with. But anyway, I never heard of this engineer. So no, I had no idea. And despite not knowing who's behind the plan, you went along with it? I had no choice. Professor Seeger was my only concern. The horse is bolted now. The stable door will never shut again. Scotland Yard's reputation will be immeasurably damaged as a result of this. And I'm going to go and personally make sure all of their paychecks are cut. Yes, thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. I'm well aware of that. So as I understand it, when you found the birdcage was the waxwork model. Where then was the victim's body? Actual body of the victim, as indicated in the notes instructions, was beneath the experimentation stage. Hold it! So you knew about the special construction of the stage used to carry out the trick then? It was quite obvious what happened with the victim in the waxwork. And you switched the two over, didn't you? In other words, you recorded the victim's body as having been discovered in the Crystal Tower. And the waxwork? I wrapped it up and sent it by carriage to the specified address at the specified time. Why have you given such directions? Presumably so it could be recovered by Drebber and returned to Madame Tussbell's. I see. And then you put the birdcage back in the experimentation stage? Yes, well, someone obviously made a mistake about which case should go where. I thought I'd made it perfectly clear to the team, but still. I suppose you were focused on the victim's body, that being a more important detail. Speaking of the victim's body, the body had to be arranged in certain ways to implicate the defendant, which was my job. Hold it! You say arranged, I presume you mean with this? Yes, instructions of the engineer's note said something along the lines of fabricate some evidence to make it clear the hairbrain alone could have killed Asbin. So, you mean that was your doing? You did that to Andrew? I fetched Hairbrain's ridiculous screwdriver from the stage. Took it with me, alone, to the abyss under the stage where the birdcage had fallen. So why did Andrew wind up back on the experimentation stage? Alone, Doctor? Something is wrong. I didn't feel it would be appropriate to involve everybody else in that particular part of the deception. There was a void under the stage where I found the birdcage lying in the dirt. I approached it, leaned down, and slowly opened it up. Then, I took the screwdriver in both hands, plunged into the man's chest. Then you know that in your fake autopsy report. As a fictitious cause of death. Exactly. So, the actual cause of death was... the trauma resulting from the 30-foot drop. My word. What is it, Mrs. Sato? Something about Dr. Sith's last statement. Weighing on my mind, that's all. Yes, mine too. Dr. Sith! There's really no need to shout. I can hear you perfectly well. The defense calls for you to add what you just said to your formal testimony. Oh? Which part? I want her to supplement her testimony with his... Well, she seemed pretty hesitant about the real cause of death, so what she did to the victim. We'll mess around with this for now. I stabbed Mr. Asman in the chest! That part! Fine, if that's what you want. There's really no need to point. It's my job! It's his job! The prosecution and cat. Very well, you'll have to admit your testimony now, witness. If you wish, my lord. So over the victim's corpse where it lay in a toppled cage and plunged the screwdriver into the chest. Hold it! So you stabbed Asman with this? Yes, far easier than dissection, I assure you. No precision required. Well, welcome change! The victim died instantly from a snapped neck. Like it was carried out the instructions I've been given. As unflinchingly as ever, no doubt. I imagine you didn't bat an eyelid when you drove the weapon into his body. There was no need to bat my eyelids. What else did you do to twist the facts? Remind the court, why don't you? If you wish. It was to the help of the entire forensic investigation team to address the scene appropriately. Hold it! The entire team preferring the course of justice? The team consists of the very best investigators there are, demanding loyalty from all members, operating on a code of chivalry of sorts. Chivalry! Leave that behind in the Professor Layton game. You ain't a bad murderer, commit perjury, and dare talk of chivalry? We're actually addressing the perjury in this case? Who knows, kidding? I thought we left that in Japan. It was a matter of priorities. What? I think it was more important than protecting the secret of the professor. My team did what was necessary without losing sight of the primary goal. I consider their conduct exemplary. Have you seen appointments in her hodo? You mustn't let her win! Argue that she's so unchivalrous! Any lawyer? I'm gonna raise all my children to be lawyers just because of this one moment! I'll take that silence as tacit acceptance. Can we move on? The truth about the execution 10 years ago was a state secret of the highest level. I had to protect it. Hold it! But what cost? Faith and Scotland Yard is going to suffer a terrible blow as a result of this! And the oppressor's secret is out now anyway. Yes, as you say. I take full responsibility. Pull me down! Not the sip! Surely there was some other way you could have protected the secret? No, there really wasn't. Done my utmost, believe me. I would have had to kill this man. What if killing this man... I mean, it's too late now, but what if killing this man was still on the table? In many ways, I respect your determination. Whew, I nearly froze into that cold stare as she said that. I do believe she was being genuine, though, Mr. Naruhodo. That's her story. She's admitted everything and revealed her full involvement in the crime. I do wonder if there could really be much more to it. Well, I don't know, but I just have a feeling. You, Mr. Naruhodo? The truth is, I find it strange, too. These two are reacting to this in completely opposite ways, I mean. Yes, exactly! For some reason, I feel sure they're still trying to hide something. Hold it! Can I get the other... You know what you did with this, correct? I was merely carrying out the engineer's instructions. His words. Fabricate some evidence to make it clear the hairbrain alone could have killed Asman. So you went without any of your team to where Asman had fallen. That's right, yes. Oh. Lean down over the birdcage and opened it up. It's technically different, but it seems all the same. It's a screwdriver in both hands, plunged into the man's chest. After that, it was simply a matter of recording the stab wound as the cause of death on the autopsy report. The real cause of death being the fall, of course. You sure there's something here in this testimony? No, if you think it would be appropriate. Jake asked to specifically change the supplementary testimony she gave before. What should I ask her to do with the statement she added? I want to see the other one. That's what you said before about the real cause of death. I believe that may be significant, so could you change your supplementary statement to explain that instead? Very well. Actual cause of death with a neck trauma has been suffered from the 30-foot fall.
Hold it!
I'm quite sure of that, because as a result of a broken neck. Yes, as a professional, that was more than apparent. You'd never know just by looking at the photograph of the victim, though, would you? No, that's very true. Obviously not. Which is precisely why coroners need to determine the actual facts. Yes, assuming they can be trusted. There's no point calling your assessment into question without evidence. Let's get back to the testimony. Very well. Let me look at that bird cage again. I guess it could have been neck trauma. I guess it's not entirely impossible considering that it's not really like a way to really like secure the neck, huh? But even if there was, it probably even there. Well, it was from like the bottom, right? The only two things I can think of is this. That is this one with the birdcage, or is the other one with the fact that the screwdriver was up above? Like, why leave the screw? I mean, they did. Well, they try to explain away by saying like, Harebrain's experiment like would have left the screwdriver there, but they wouldn't have been privy to that knowledge, would they? Would Drebber be privy to that knowledge? Maybe I should have re-reviewed this case during the week. Oh no. Cause I'm scared at this point, cause I'm so like. I'm like on the edge. We still never opened this stupid head! I really don't feel like messing around with... I really should... Oh, whatever. Too late now. Well, I have two thoughts. Let's see if either of them are correct.
Objection!
Yeah, that one isn't. Yeah, I'm like way too far back at this point.
Hold it!
Just to see... It was my other thought about the screwdriver getting its way back up this experimentation stage. What you said before about what you did to the victim's body, I believe that may be significant, so could you change your supplementary statement to explain that instead? Very well.
Objection!
Nope, not that either. Okay. Alright, now I got some thinking to do.
Hold it!
I did press this before, right? I don't know, they definitely make it seem like this is the one that's the problem here. I already tried the bird cage.
Objection!
Nope, not that. I was trying to see, maybe I have to present a different piece of evidence to show that maybe he couldn't have taken that neck trauma. But no. Well, here we go again. Suck again.
Objection!
Nope, I was thinking maybe, like, probably wouldn't be, I don't know, like, I was thinking, like, maybe it's the fact, maybe we'll send the autopsy report to make this more sound like he landed on his neck, but that would not have been possible the way the birdcage was set up. What am I missing here? My head's still bothering me. I'm hoping that, like, we'll get to see the inside of it, because I'm still partially convinced that that's supposed to be, like, the head of Odie Asman. Like, I thought that was part of the trick, but it never really popped up. It kind of came up that, like, oh yeah, the body was still moving, so it wasn't a dead person in there. Like, at the very least, it wasn't that, like, the professor. I thought for sure the lead was going to be that, like, for some reason they put Odie Asman in there to act like a dead body for Tuspel, but if it didn't have the mask on, then that would explain how some people might see it and be like, oh yeah, that is Odie Asman. But no, it just kind of fell by the wayside. I wonder, could you really get a good stab in at...
Hold it!
Let me look at, like, the graphic of how it shows her stabbing him again. Not yet, she opened it up, so never mind. I don't think there's any need to ask her to change it. Of course, I'm sure you're right.
Objection!
No. I'm still thinking in terms of, like, my initial thoughts of, like, how did... I guess they really did just, like, put the screwdriver... I don't know, it still bothers me, because I'm still, like, how do they know to, like, put the screwdriver, like, back up in the experimentation stage and not, like, just leave it... Why not just leave it in the body?
Hold it!
I almost want to see if there's like if like Drebber like changes at any point during any of the questioning, pressing. Because I know there was like one point in like the last case of the first game where you literally had to like press someone, you had to like pursue someone even though they weren't visibly reacting. No, but I think they would have like hinted at that a lot better than.
Objection!
Oh? Did I find the exact thread to get where I was going with this? Or is this some other thing I didn't even think of? I've got a nasty feeling that this inconsistency points to extremely uncomfortable truth. What is this song? I think this is new. What on earth is the matter, Counsel? Have you lost your tongue? I apologize, my lord. Dr. Sif, in that last statement of yours, there's just one point. It seems to defy explanation. Out with it, my learned friend. There's an obvious inconsistency between your description and the photograph. Just a victim in the birdcage following the events that led to his death.
Objection!
Because I examined that photograph for death, there's nothing new we can learn from it.
Objection!
Yes, we have already considered it. That's true. Is it the fact that it's bleeding? Actually? Because blood would seem to indicate that, like... Wait, maybe it's the fact that he's bleeding. Maybe the stab really did kill him. Now we know the facts would be different. What do you mean? I believe we should let the defense explain. In this photograph, we would see the alleged inconsistency with the witness's statement. I'm gonna at least try my thought. Look closely at the blood stain in the victim's chest. Clearly extends in a downward direction towards the man's feet. That's where we're going with this? Oh my god, the birdcage was standing up when she stabbed him? Why is that significant, counsel? The victim was stabbed moments before the kinesis machine was set in motion. That's entirely expected. Ah! Of course! No! That's not what happened! Exactly, my lord! But this is made very clear in her testimony just now. From the point at which she stole Professor Harebrain's screwdriver and stabbed the victim, after the grand deception was set in motion, when the birdcage had fallen below the stage out of sight. From the shape of it, it's clear the birdcage would have fallen at sight after the 30-foot drop. If the victim had really been stabbed once inside the birdcage in that position, blood from the wound would have spread out equally in all directions. For the form of longitudinal appearance we see in this picture is inconceivable! Ah! That's way too big brain! That's way too big brain, though! The blood's flowing downwards. That means he was standing. That means the birdcage was standing up when it was stabbed. I'm trying to think, like. I feel like there should have been something else to point to that. I mean, I guess the graphic, but even then, I feel like the way the blood like flows down is not something that most people would think of, unless they very specifically note. They could have. I didn't re-review this case super well, like leading up here, so maybe they did like maybe they did mention it like at the very start of the trial, where it's like, notice how the blood's going down. That means he was still strapped into the machine. Standing up. I don't know. That feels really big-brained. That feels really big-brained for Ace Attorney. I don't know. Like, it feels really big-brained, like, a weirdly subtle way for Ace Attorney. Given the victim's blood seeped vertically downwards from the wound, it must be the case that when you stab Mr. Asman, he was standing up. In short, Dr. Sith, your latest testimony was a total fabrication! Is the big reveal going to be that not Naomi actually did murder Asman? I knew it! I was right! Now I've identified that contradiction. There's only one way to explain the facts. We've all been under a great misapprehension here! What? What sort of misapprehension? Dr. Sith, you claim you were coerced into helping Mr. Drever as a result of the note he left in the wax book. You claim that you made changes to the scene of the crime to implicate the defendant. And you claim that you authored a fake autopsy report to cover your tracks. But one of those claims is an out-and-out lie! Because the question of what the blood stain really tells us has only one possible answer. If that's the case, what is it, man?
Counsel, you clearly struck upon a revelation. This is the court what it is. Which part of Dr. Sith's story is shown to be a lie by the contradiction in her testimony?
I was thinking the autopsy report, because it seems like he actually did die from getting stabbed. Or that he was at least, at the very least, he was standing. There's no way she can pick up the birdcage by herself, though. You say you examined the body and wrote this report based on your findings. That's a blatant lie, isn't it? I'm sorry, but I simply can't fathom what you're attempting to say. Truth is, you had your subordinates do the work for you, and they authored the report.
Oh no, I think he's going the exact wrong direction.
But you wield your superiority over them and claim the credit for yourself! Can you honestly say that's not what happened?
Yes, I can honestly say that's not what happened.
Well, good. Glad to hear it.
What is the purpose of the exchange, Council?
Will this farce never end?
There's no question the coroner's testimony spilled out a tremendous lie!
I'm pretty sure it's just about the stabbing a victim, but now I just want to see the other option, how she was coerced.
Dr. Sith, clearly you weren't really coerced by some letter at all.
What?
If you were, where's the note? It's nowhere to be seen!
That's as maybe.
So why don't you present it to the court, if the assertion vexes you?
Obviously, I've already disposed of it, and I'm not vexed in the slightest. Counsel, need I remind you that it was you yourself who established the coercion? I'm afraid that a little cry is insufficient recompense for such a blunder. I shall have to penalize you.
Alright! Now we've determined that Dr. Harebrain could not have committed the crime. Jury, go ahead and call him guilty anyway. Thank you, counsel, that will do. But my lord, wait! The defense is still in the process of establishing its argument.
No further analysis is necessary, I feel. As such, I shall be requesting the final decisions of the members of the jury.
It's been an honor to serve, my lord. We know exactly what we think now.
Guilty.
Guilty. Guilty.
Guilty.
Guilty!
Kill me.
Now we've determined all this. He's guilty anyway. Goodbye, Harebrain. Go to jail.
Sir Albert Harebrain, in accordance with the findings of the court, I pronounce you guilty. I applaud the jurors for doing their civic duty and for finding a swift resolution to this matter.
It's been like a day.
That's all. Court's adjourned.
Justice! You go through all the trouble! And you screw up the landing, so now he's guilty again! Alright, enough screwing around. This is the stabbing. Oh my god. That's something I will say I've always had issue with, where they're like, you go so far, you prove that they literally acknowledge the fact that, yeah, no, Harebrain could not have done it in this case. We understand that. You are correct. He is innocent. But you screw up to this point. You get to this point, you screw up anyway. It's like, guilty. Guilty. Throw him in jail. God. Never change, Ace Attorney. Usually it's very simple. You consider the sequence of events. Even when the victim was stabbed, the blood from the wound seeped downwards as it did. We can be sure the victim must have been either sitting or standing upright at the time. As you rightly pointed out, the birdcage would have fallen on its side when it fell beneath the stage. And he was strapped in, right? He could not have sat up. Yes, it would, which tells us the victim must have been in that position of its own accord.
Objection.
That's impossible. The man was dead, remember? So you have to get off some weight, whatever. No, that's a misapprehension. The birdcage fell from the stage into the void below. It must have hit the ground with considerable force. Mr. Asman didn't die in the fall. Which makes sense, he landed feet first. Probably lost consciousness for a while, but when he came round, he got to his feet to climb out of the cage. Just as Dr. Sith appeared. Bleh. If the victim was in fact alive at that point in time, it changes everything. Mr. Odie Aspen's killer wasn't the defendant, Professor Albert Hairbrain, which we already established. But don't worry, I'll still get it right so you don't declare him guilty! Who was the mastermind behind the stage trickery, Mr. Enoch Drebber? It was you, Dr. Courtney Sith! Ah! Order! Order! Order!
Could this possibly be true?
Have you been taking me for a fool? It was you, was it? You killed him? You hoped that by admitting to being an accomplice in Mr. Drebber's scheme, the trial would end. Before you were accused of a far worse crime. Cold-blooded murder! Oh, dude, shut up! You're so desperate now, you're making this all up! You're making all this up, as if I would do something like that!
Objection!
Oh right, she does have an objection now, kinda, doesn't she? Sure, your defense is not desperate, Doctor. I'm totally not desperate with my only 2 more strikes until I'm out! Again! Mr. Narholo has established the facts using evidence and logic alone! Logic? Don't make me laugh! Sadly, your logic is a gaping hole in it! What? What do you mean? That thought was obvious. Motive, boy! You're lacking a motive! What possible reason why I had to kill Mr. Aspen? Aspen was involved in any number of criminal activities, from coercion, theft, to murder. There's no known connection to Dr. Sith there.
I'm rather relieved to say it does seem somewhat far-fetched.
True, there's no obvious motive, but there's still something in the back of my mind. I feel sure I've seen something somewhere that hints at why the coroner might have done this. Yes, I may have tampered with the crime scene and concocted a fake report. Murdering someone for no reason is a very different story.
Objection!
No reason? No, but you question what possible reason you could have for wanting to kill Mr. Aspen. Something did come to mind. What?
What was it, Counsel? Enlighten the court at once!
Yes, we saw it yesterday, didn't we? Something that seemed strange, and we had no reason to suspect it at the time. There's a particular object that explains why Dr. Sith would have wanted to kill Mr. Aspen.
I mean, there's no penalty thing here, so I would assume I don't get penalized for getting it wrong. Let's mess around. This is a screwdriver! It's a screwdriver! What should I say? Master Andrew! He's been upgraded to Master! You're not making any sense. Huh? Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. How's Professor Hairbrain's trusty tool related to the motive?
I can't really explain that myself, actually. Clearly, you have no idea what you're talking about. Ah! I think I must have said the wrong thing. Forgive the interruption, Dr. Sith. What my colleague meant to say was scalpels. Perhaps that makes a little more sense to you. No, you're just skipping to it. Ah! Of course.
Did you say scalpels? No, I want to see the other one, though. I don't know, I was torn between Iron Mask and Scalpels.
I figured it was scalpels since they made a clear point to be like yesterday. It's the Iron Mask!
You've lost me.
Huh?
Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but why the Iron Mask?
Well, of all the things I saw yesterday, it left the greatest impression, so...
Clearly you have no idea what you're talking about.
Ah! I think I must have said the wrong thing.
Okay, let's not look stupid. Scalpels, yeah! Scalpels.
The scalpel! Or rather, scalpels!
Did you say scalpels?
Ah! It would appear that war has struck a chord, Doctor. You... Come on, out with it! It was yesterday, when we visited your laboratory.
Honestly, that was something I would have expected to be
like, set for a later case. Who's this big thick book here? It appears to be a accounting ledger. It's a record of forensic investigation team spending, I think. Oh? What is it? Clear the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... well, one entry seems rather strange. Really? In what way? Buying 500 scalpels every month. 500 scalpels? A month? At first I wondered what on earth you could be using that many scalpels for. But actually, I realize now it's not the scalpels themselves that are significant. It's the money for them, disappearing every month from the department's accounts! Wait, are we going to accuse her of embezzling now? Asmon's crew. Oh! Oh, Asmon. She had to give kickbacks to Asmon for some reason. Probably for him to keep the secret since he was also like involved in that report. So she had to do kickbacks for him. That's why she killed him. Okay, I see. Asmon's criminal organization relied heavily on extortion for its funding. Tracing the money from the forensic investigation team's account to find out where it was going would be extremely straightforward. 10 years ago, when Mr. Aston was still a journalist and wrote this article about Mr. Drever, he may well have stumbled upon information as he was researching the story. Information relating to Dr. Sith's darkest secret they would use to rack money from her for the next decade.
Darkest secret? Good lord, you mean...
I don't know what happened on the night of that execution 10 years ago. Clearly the opportunity to rid yourself of that mess was too tempting to pass up. So in the end, you weren't coerced at all, were you? You did it entirely of your own free will. You stabbed Mr. Asmon in the heart with all your might. The sentence to blackmail you your darkest secret forever. You'll never understand. None of you.
Where's that thing in her hair?
We've had to keep covered up all these long years. It's just the fact that the professor's still alive and well, right?
We gonna get a bit more out of you, or...?
Very little of the machine remains after it was ripped apart by the bomb. Truth in this case can never be properly established unless you speak out. If you decide not to, it's very possible that Courtney Sith will escape punishment for her crime. Please, sir, own up to what you've done. Tell the court the truth about what happened. And years ago, you told the truth. You were robbed of a bright and successful future as a result. I can certainly understand your bitterness and your consternation now. However, this is surely the chance you've been waiting for. Never the hold that fate's had over you all these years.
Dry voltage instantaneous kinesis? I mean, really?
The adult brain mock scientists that are the worst, you know. They don't recognize the fact that they don't have talent. They can't even get that right. So they end up chasing impossible dreams, having unbridled faith in their abilities. They go on and on about their wonderful hypotheses, their stupid eyes shining like a little child's. They make me sick! I can't abide their foolishness!
Careful, Mr. Drever.
I'm particularly pleased with the kinesis machine. It for quite a show, didn't it? So you admit it? You admit that was nothing more than a sham made for the purpose of killing the victim?
Yes, I admit it. I did it all in the name of revenge.
revenge for the future that Mr. Asmon's article deprived you of 10 years earlier. But the revenge you sought didn't stop at Asmon, did it? Which is where that very particular waxwork comes in. Yes, I see. The condemned convict that you saw rising from the grave in Lowgate Cemetery 10 years ago. Your account of those events was all true. And obviously Scotland Yard couldn't afford to acknowledge what had happened. Even if it meant discrediting a bright young man and crushing any future career you may have had. So your plan requires that you abduct that particular waxwork model in order to exact your revenge on Scotland Yard as well. Or on Dr. Sith, to be precise.
It was a year ago. By some extraordinary twist of fate, Asmon turned up at my workshop. He didn't remember who I was, of course. He just wanted to employ my services as an engineer. And he happened to have a paper with him. An article on the front page caught my eye. Of the coroner who handled that bogus autopsy would be appointed head of the new forensic team. I learned that news.
My cognitive processes started to devise the plan. A horrid tale.
He robbed me of my future, so I wanted to use the man's own wiles against him. For revenge. And have that rotten Scotland Yard eating out of my hand at the same time.
I wanted them all to suffer the same humiliation I'd had to suffer. Your actions against those who ruin your future were justified as revenge. At least to yourself. Certainly no one has the right to destroy another's prospects, especially for purely selfish gain. And yet, in carrying out your plan, you did exactly that to someone, didn't you?
Did I?
Professor Harebrain's only crime was passion for his hypothesis. But you had no compunction about sacrificing his future to effect your revenge. You knew that you would be forever branded a failure and a fraud. Perhaps life treated you unfairly 10 years ago. Now this misconduct left your life in tatters. But remember this. Your own actions resulted in exactly the same thing for another perfectly innocent young man.
Is he gonna have like a big breakdown over what he's done? Because we didn't really get that good of a breakdown from Sith. Come on! Give it to me, Ace Attorney! I... Lord Van Zeeks, what Dr. Sith?
An immediate warrant for her arrest has been granted, and she's been remanded in custody, my lord. Presuming she will face trial in the coming days. Oh, Mr. Drepper.
The most regrettable situation indeed. He's made great contributions to the profession over the years. It really is a hard truth to swallow. However, that's a topic for some future occasion. But now, Professor Harebrain...
Oh, yes?
Seems there's a great deal more to your experiment than you realized. However, I think we can assume now that all the sordid details have been brought to light. This has been a very long and profound trial, but I'm pleased to say you are absolved of all guilt.
This whole experience has taught me a very great but painful lesson. This dedicated scientist, this devotee of natural philosophy. I've been selfish and self-centered. Above all, a fool. Professor, I spent my life thinking of nothing but my research. Misguidedly believing that I could do whatever I set my mind to, despite my lack of talent. The worst of it is, in the process, I've caused others pain and misery. Others were far greater people than I. Was there something? No, Professor, that's not true. Oh no, for some reason I thought his arms were clipping through the core, but no, you can just see like, because the way the stand is like set up, it's got like all these pillars, so you can kind of see behind it a little in places. What? Don't tar yourself with the same brush as Trevor. What happened was his doing, and his alone. His outcome is his fate, not yours. You're not to blame in any way. We're fancies! And the derision with which he referred to you earlier, calling you a fool, talentless even. The man has no idea. To believe in yourself and work your fingers to the bone to realize your dreams. That's laudable, not laughable. No one has the right to deride another for such choices. Oh! Thank you, Barrick.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Yes, my lord.
it was this court's expectation that you find the defendant not guilty of the charge with which he stands accused. Presume there are no objections.
None for me, my lord.
Certainly not. This trial has really made me think, but this is the right decision.
It's all been proven methodically and rigorously. I have no misgivings whatsoever.
What's this? He's done, is he? Is that over? I don't know what's become of the yard these days. I don't recognize the place. First that lovebird from half a year ago. Now this?
Very well. In that case, I hereby pronounce the defendant not guilty. What, the other two don't get to be like, not guilty? Gah. Confetti! Oh, you know, I just realized I did not put that back on. Oh, well. Where's adjourned? It's over. That was some trial. I like how the warning is now, like, more, like, fitting than ever now that, like, the Apollo Justice... Well, I guess I should say the second half of the trilogy is now going to be coming out on modern consoles very soon. No more having to, like, get a stupid phone. No more having to go for the mobile route to play Dual Destinies and Spear of Justice. 24th of October, 4:33 p.m. The Old Billy Defense Antechamber. Professor, what's the outcome, isn't it? Oh, it is, isn't it? Oh, it is. Congratulations, Professor Harebrain. Mr. Naruhodo, Mr. Sato, I am truly... Beside myself with gratitude! I could never thank you enough! I'm just glad it's all been cleared up. Like, you realize you were just caught up in a bad situation. Ah! Right now, you know! If I had research grant money! Ah! I can do a lot to you! Everybody! But I'm a poor, broke student! Which means you get no money! As is the norm! Well, that's very kind, but I'm used to not being paid for anything. I'm just a student, so... You don't need any financial reward. Your quill is more than enough. Oh dear! What can I do? Aha! How about this, as a memento? The paper about my hypothesis has died! Well, just a memento then. Thank you. I've been wondering, Professor. What are you going to do now? Oh my, yes! What am I going to do? The hypothesis of my great machine lie in ruins! But still, it's been too long since I was last in London, so perhaps I'll enjoy some sightseeing. Let's explore the Great Exhibition whilst I'm here too, and see if new inspiration hits me. I still want to see what's inside the mask! Oh yes, that's a wonderful idea. I can't allow that.
Who? Barrick! Lord Van Zeeks! What are you doing in here? Barrick!
I'm sorry you had to go through that, Albert.
Well, I'm honest. It was terrifying. You were like a great demon behind your bench there, snarling down your prey.
One of the few true friends I have. Couldn't leave it to anybody else to handle the prosecution or the defense.
Sorry? Or the defense? Did I just hear that right? I always knew that you had my best interests at heart, don't worry. How about you show me around while I'm here in town? It's been a long time since we left the university. We have a lot to catch up on.
Listen, Albert. In a few days, your quill will be made official. When that happens, you must head straight to Dover. I'll accompany you.
What?
From there, you'll cross the channel and make your way back to Germany. I've already purchased the tickets.
But no! Hold on a minute, Barrick! What about the Great Exhibition? This is a chance of a lifetime for me. I want to look around. Are you shipping him off to Germany? Just so your stupid Reaper's curse doesn't get him? Because if so, I'm gonna scream!
No sightseeing, Albert. Give up on the idea.
Sometimes it's hard to see any warmth in those eyes, Barrick. Lord Van Zeeks, what's all this about?
Necessary precaution. Yes, I think I understand.
Don't you fucking say it. You do?
Well, Iris told me that when you meet Lord Van Zeeks at his office some days ago, we met Lord Van Zeeks at his office some days ago, you asked how Mr. Natsume was doing.
Yes, that's right. I remember being surprised at the time, thinking it was nice of him to ask.
Point is, Mr. Natsume is still alive and well.
Stop!
Even though it's been more than 6 months now since he stood trial with the Reaper as the prosecutor.
Stop! You mean Reaper's influence doesn't stretch overseas? Stop! Gina's still alive! This is stupid!
Those the Reaper's sights meet their ends days or sometimes months after their acquittal. That's been the pattern up till now. Of course, we know that both Mr. Natsume and Gina were completely innocent. True. Perhaps that governs the Reaper's actions. Truly innocent are spared.
So why ship him off to Germany?
I don't want to take any chances with a close personal friend.
Okay, fine, I'll accept that. I still think this is stupid, but if you're gonna be like,
I'm not taking half measures in this case.
I can accept that, whatever. I hate how hard they're pushing it. Barrick!
Like the Musashi Nipponese, this man should leave the country without delay. That's why I'm packing him off to Germany at once!
Right! Does your friend-shaped package get any say in it?
Goodness! Was this your intention all along, then, Lord Van Zeeks? Court where people think of him as the Reaper, this man seems absolutely merciless. And yet, sometimes I feel as though I don't understand him at all. Time to go, Albert. Back to the prison for the time being.
Ah, yes, alright. Well then, Mr. Naruto. Thank you so much for everything. Hello, Professor. It was a pleasure getting to know you.
Best wishes, Professor Harebrain.
Well, once that's settled, you must come and visit me in Germany. Maybe I'll find a nice lady. Maybe I'll find a nice lady.
No, she's not alive yet. We can't say that.
Maybe I'll find a nice lady with a nice name, like Von Karma. I've heard the Von Karmas are a very prestigious family in Germany. I can't wait to meet them. Anyway, goodbye for now.
Not my Nipponese friend.
Oh, yes? I thought you gone too.
We have matters to discuss. You spare me some time.
Talk with me?
I'll be waiting in the courtroom in 10 minutes.
Well, that was strange. For some reason, I didn't get that sense of impending doom as he walked away for this time. Enigma Barrick Van Zeeks. What does he want to discuss, I wonder? The answer waits in the courtroom, I suppose. Here goes then. of October, 4:58 p.m., Hillbilly Courtroom.
Are we actually going to see what's underneath the mask? Are you satisfied? You saved a guileless scientist from a great injustice.
Yes! I think so! I'm relieved, at least, that the man's innocence can be proven!
Anyway, imagine you've been wondering where my animosity towards you Nipponese comes from.
Well, at first I thought you just didn't like me. I imagine you saw me as a pretentious child from an unimportant land who had no business being here. But now I think differently. Clearly you know our ways. I would guess that some specific incident led to your thorough dislike of my race. Can you tell me what happened, please?
The professor... I thought I'd never hear that name in this courtroom again, to be honest.
He took your brother's life.
Clint. My brother was Clint Van Zeeks. 16 years ago, when I was still just in my teens, he was already the director of prosecutions, a key member of the judiciary. I looked up to him. He was everything I aspired to be. He was involved in the establishment of justice systems in foreign countries as well. There were exchange programs between Britain and other nations then too, to share knowledge and ideas. Part of one of those programs, 3 judicial students came to Britain from your homeland, the Empire of Japan.
Oh! It was 16 years ago, then one of them could have been my father.
Of course, I remember Dr. Mikotoba well.
I had no idea.
I was a minor at the time, training in the prosecutor's office. One day, Clint introduced me to the 3 visiting Nipponese.
So, you've actually met my father?
He and his colleagues were polite and amicable. They were adept at their work and exacting in their standards. It was my first encounter with the Nipponese spirit and made a very great impression on me. But 6 years later, that's when it happened. The investigation was going nowhere. There were no suspects even. Just an ever-growing list of victims. And in the end, my brother became one of them. The last, in fact, before the case was finally resolved.
I'm so sorry, Lord Van Zeeks. Truly.
Clint was always ready to put his life on the line for justice anyway. So he wouldn't have wanted it any other way. He lost his life to the killer, but was his victory in the end. For me personally, though, it was a great loss. I found myself in a very dark place indeed. And I finally found out the killer's identity. The reason why no one had been able to catch the man sooner ceased to be such a mystery. He'd been hiding in plain sight all the time.
Plain sight?
Are you aware of political events 10 years ago? There's a period of extremely sensitive diplomacy between the British and Japanese empires.
A new treaty was being forged, I think. Correct. The Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation is being concluded. Didn't they talk about this, like, in the opening narration way back in the very first case? The leaders of both countries were deep in extensive political discussions. Which is why this particular killer's appearance in court was conducted as a closed trial. If the British public had known the identity of the killer, not only would the treaty have been in jeopardy, our two nations could very well have ended up at war. You're saying that the professor was a Japanese man? What? A war between Britain and Japan? That would mean... you mean to say the professor was...
When the trial reached its conclusion earlier, I thought to myself, yes, it's time. Time for you to come face to face with this hideous monster. I borrowed the key for the mask from the proprietress of the Waxwork Museum. So see for yourselves now. Confirm it with your own eyes.
Which
the
one?
Truth that's been hidden this past decade.
Which one is it?
That's the professor?
Yes, that's him.
Until now, the thought never even crossed my mind. That the mass murderer, whose crimes shook Britain as never before, was Japanese.
I can't tell if that's supposed to be, like... I can't tell... I don't think it's supposed to be Makotoba?
Wait a minute.
Is it?
That face.
Is it?
I feel as though I've seen it somewhere. It's strangely familiar.
We're gonna get another grand face reveal.
Father.
Huh?
What? Father? Kazuma!
Yup, there it is.
My best friend, Kazuma Asogi. After a whole year, finally his memories returned. As he stood there before me, Ryunosuke. Hello again. My friend.
Kazuma-sama!
Judicial Assistant Mikotoba. It's been a very long road. Thank you. Thank you for guiding my friend here when I could not.
It was an honor.
I knew you wouldn't die that easily, Kazuma.
I knew you wouldn't die that easily. I knew you wouldn't get Mia'd. I don't know. This still feels a little absurd to me. Was there any I need to know, was there really any sort of hint in the first game that Kazuma could have actually not been dead?
I owe you thanks, too, for taking good care of that in my absence.
Oh,
Oh shit, no! We have to give up the sword!
the great blade of the Asogi clan, passed down through the generations.
I've had it for a whole year
When we
now,
left
isn't it
Japan,
Finders
This
Keepers?
sword was at my friend's side. The Japanese man's katana is his soul, and he couldn't be parted from it. But then, when the incident happened, it was Susato-san's wish that I inherit the sword. And I've kept it with me ever since, along with my memories of the friendship we shared. With this by my side, I always felt that you were watching over me somehow.
I've made it. At last. Father.
Are you saying... Surely not. You mean, you knew all this time? I'm looking at it, but I still can't believe it. This mass murderer is Kazuma's father.
You really just gonna cut the head off? It's a waxwork model!
Kazuma-sama.
And Hospital just comes in, it's like, what the fuck?
Ryunosuke, we have much to talk about, but now is not the time.
I think I made a joke back in, like, the previous game about how, like, Kazuma, did you make me come along to be your accomplice to murder? I'm starting to wonder if that's the case, especially since it does seem like the professor is still very much alive. That seems to be a, like, not too unrealistic thing that could be. That seems to be a very realistic possibility.
I'll be seeing you.
That's all Kazuma said. Before he turned and left us there, in the courtroom.
So he's the living after-image of the man who took my brother's life, is he? Yes, Kazuma Sogi, my best friend. 3 months ago when Lord Stronghar introduced us. An inkling there was something there. Some connection. Why did Lord Stronghar do that? Why did he make Kazuma Lord Vane's apprentice? When he was suffering amnesia too. Now he's apprehended, even executed. His legacy just won't die. That's the sad truth. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I thank you for being with me as I asked. "10 years ago, my grandmother took me to the railway station. We were there to meet my father from the train. For me, it was the first time I'd ever seen him. Poor Susayo-san. All this is tied up with painful memories for her, too. She's never talked about this with me before, though. I should probably try to make the dumb voices I do match a bit more the proper voices now that I've actually heard like a good amount of them. But if I was going to do that, I would have done that a long time ago. Took time to just having father around. Just when I was starting to get used to it. He called me into his study one day. He told me that a great friend of his had passed away in London. And the friend had left behind a son. A boy 7 years my senior. Father told me the boy had made a promise to his late father. He was studying to become a defense lawyer. Wait, so is he dead? Is the professor dead? Because it seemed very much like he wasn't from, like, the weirdness with the autopsy report and stuff. I mean, I guess he could be lying. I really should have re-reviewed the case again! I want off this case! Want to help, so I studied to become a qualified judicial assistant. As I'm sure you've worked out, that young man's name was Kazuma Asogi. So you see, that's how he and I met.
For a brief moment, my great friend had returned, only to disappear again all too soon. But in that fleeting encounter, something stirred. Something that had been dormant for a long time. As if great wheels had been set in motion. I could almost hear them creaking into life. In some ways, it was the end of a chapter. But in many, it was the start of a new one.
A fourth one, to be specific. It's a little surprising that we're getting all this in the third case, because there are two more. I guess they wanted to make sure that this didn't fall into, third case syndrome where it felt like filler. So 4, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. I mean, I've still got plenty of time, so I guess it wouldn't make sense to end here. I was hoping that would go a little longer. I was hoping to end this episode with I was hoping that would end this with finishing up that case. Because I don't want to start episode 4 right now, because I did want to leave that for later on to certain other things. Namely, Halloween's well, I mean, I do have a Halloween game planned. I have decided on, like, Halloween plans, sort of. But I'm going to do those at night again. I'm going to do those at night, not like in the afternoon. There's no reason to end the stream now. I might as well take it. Well, I say that, but I can certainly come up with reasons. But I'm gonna get myself something to eat first, and then I'll make a decision. BRB. Alright, I am back with some cold pizza so I don't inadvertently kill the stream again. You know what? No reason to end the stream now. I might as well take advantage while I have good time. I'm hoping that... I know it's not going to be, but Twisted Karma just made me think we're going to actually meet Von Karma. Highly doubt it, but... my curiosity is very much piqued. Let's get started. It was indeed a most bizarre incident born of curious advertisement and commonplace killing at the edge of town. Twisted Karma in his last bow.
Pipe in hand, Sholmes looked down at the thick, rolling fog outside our window. I wonder exactly how many mysteries are out there, hidden within this bed of fog, he said. Indeed, a most bizarre incident, born of a curious advertisement. A hellhound's mad gallop through the shadows of a serial murder. An executed man's graveyard resurrection in the dead of night.
Wait, Professor, yeah.
And a commonplace killing in a small, forgotten room at the edge of town. There is, naturally, always another side to every case, of which most remain ignorant. And it is that other side which compels me to the scene of the crime, Wilson. So quickly now, take your hat and let's be on our way, my dear fellow. For our adventure is not over yet. Come, the game is afoot.
The game is afoot, Watson. With that cute little hat I like so much.
8 days after that earth-shattering trial on Cosmo regaining his memory, we were in the foyer of one of London's most luxurious hotels, Great Waterloo Hotel.
I feel like I should know that name. Great Waterloo Hotel. First of November, 10:24 a.m. Great Waterloo Hotel foyer.
I think we go about us due to arrive at any moment. Yes, I'm so glad we got here in time. Dawson hasn't been the same since what happened. Not that I'm surprised. Truth about Cosmo-sama's father. I suppose my father knew. He was actually the mass murderer, the professor, you mean? I knew that's what she was thinking about. Good chance, I'd say. I mean, they did come here to London together 16 years ago, didn't they? Yes, that's true. Come to think of it, didn't you say... Professor Mikola knew about Cosmo going missing in Hong Kong as well?
Wait, I don't know what I'm thinking. He has to be dead, right? He has to be dead, since how would they get his face otherwise? I don't know, I think K3 really did just completely fry my brain. Between how much trouble I had and all the breaks I had to take during it. Ugh. That's a big disadvantage of streaming, unfortunately. Like, since I'm leaving it for, like, after I can stream again, I just don't really take in everything as well as I could. Even as much as I try to, like, reduce how much I take breaks from the game. That's right. For some reason, wasn't at liberty to talk to me about it. It really makes he knows then. But Cosmo's showing up here in London with amnesia, and he's regained his memory now. Oh, there she is! Huh? Oh, Father! Are you the judge? Hello, Susato. How are you?
Very well, thank you. The lady, you've arrived safe and sound.
Hello, Mr. Naruhodo. Very kind of you to take the trouble to meet us here.
Oh no, not at all. It's my pleasure.
I've heard all about your extraordinary exploits here in London, you know. News has crossed the seas.
It has?
I always look forward to reading the monthly reports that arrive with the steamships from Britain.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much. Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him before. In court.
I take it from your expression you can't quite place me. In that case, how about a little reminder, Sylvierchii? Firm tap should do it. Yes.
A firm tap? What? Is he gonna bang his gavel? Did he bring his gavel with him to Bryn?
Here we go then. Oh! I hereby pronounce the defendant, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, guilty! I don't remember that happening!
Ah! You're... Very concerned about the fact that we're actually making the Japanese judge like a proper character.
Court out here, the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo.
Your Excellency! Hello, Judge Shigoku, how are you? It's been a long time.
Good, you've remembered now. That really did the trick. Guilty!
You don't recognize me? Guilty! I'm throwing you in jail, Ryunosuke. Oh, I was declared not guilty, wasn't I? There was no laughing at the time.
No, London again after all this time. I believe it's been 10 years. Be honest, I never thought I'd be back. Neither did I. I didn't imagine Japan would ever be invited to an international symposium like this. Really, I doubt anyone did, to be honest. It's all thanks to you, isn't it, Sylvierchii? What are you talking about, Yujin?
Of course, Judge Goku. You must complete this. You must complete the set. It's the other man who 16 years ago told him was Cosmo's father and Professor Mikotoba. He's the third visiting scholar. They're making him a proper character, which means he's either going to be a victim or he's going to be the real professor. That's the only way this stuff goes. That's how these things are always written.
Well, those passport checks and luggage searches at the border took rather a long time. I must say I'm very envious of your ministerial status. You didn't have to go through any of that, did you?
That's suspicious!
I knew you were jealous.
Sorry? Ministerial status?
Yes, didn't you know? Sylvierchii here is also Japan's Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Why is the Minister of Foreign Affairs also the only judge in Japan?
This is personal assistance that allowed you to take Cosmo's place here in the study tour. So hold up.
That prosecutor's pin that you're wearing, Mikotoba? I don't think it is, but... Also, I like how he cut the armband from Cosmo. Like, the sword is his. He needs a sword now, but the armband, we're keeping that. We're still Cosmo Asogi in that regard. If we find murder here that shows the name of the armband's owner. In this case, Cosmo Asogi. I'm always carrying my best friend's hopes and dreams with me on my right arm, just here. All the time. Yes, it's something that weighs very heavily on me. I didn't realize it was such a burden, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, I think it's why my right shoulder aches so much. Sure it's not to do with you reading in bed or the like. Not even gonna acknowledge the fact that we just kept Asogi's armband, okay. You might think of these skills that are a symbol of defense in the law, aren't they? It's supposed to symbolize treating everything equally and fairly. That's why they're always in the middle, balanced. Equal measures on both sides until you get to court. That's weighing the prosecution side greatly. Recently, though, whenever I see a set of scales, I can only think of the enormous scales of justice. That's entirely understandable. They're such a powerful symbol of the courtroom, aren't they? Think about the scales of justice is they're always leaning one way or the other. They're only ever in balance right at the start. Must be something peculiar to the British. I can't shed any light on it, Mr. Naruhodo. That's just the way the world works.
With this personal assistant, I'll let you take Cosmo's place here in the study tour. Guilty as charged!
Ha 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 ha! Oh, well, thank you very much. He's really every bit as important as he looks.
Ah, yes, now, Naruhodo. I received a telegram from Lord Strongheart yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Appears that some things came to light in a trial you were involved with 8 days ago. What happened 10 years ago? That tragedy.
Yes, could you tell us any more about it? First, can I show you my armband? It proves that I'm Kazuma Asogi, even though he is still alive now. There's just 2 Kazuma Asogis running around. Pretty cool, but I wonder, can I show you something?
Why do you seem so nervous?
I suppose because I'm showing something to a professor. That's always quite nerve-wracking.
Well, I'm sorry I perturb you in that way, but anyway, however, I have nothing useful to say about that, really. Just hold on to it.
Professor, the killer who took the lives of 5 members of the British aristocracy was actually Kazuma's father, wasn't he?
That's correct. Genshin Asogi.
Genshin! He's a dirty gotcha player. That's why he died. They traced his bank accounts. Genshin, this is gonna be so silly. This is all gonna be so silly. We keep referring to Father Asogi as Genshin. Knew I presume father.
Yes, he was a close friend at the time.
Genshin came to Britain as a police detective, who sang in investigative techniques at Scotland Yard. He loved games of chance. He had understood what drove the man to commit such heinous acts. He was in deep. He was deep in debt! God, I can't imagine all the stupid jokes people were making with that name.
It was a closed trial, as the public never knew the truth. It was executed with little ado. To this day, very few people knew what really happened, even in our homeland.
What about Kazuma? Did he know? Did he know the truth about his father?
No, of course not. So his father passed away from sickness. However, I suspect he may have had his doubts.
Oh? Why?
Because the man was never sick. Why would you send a man on a overseas trip if he was sick? As you know, I tried to guide Kazuma growing up, as if he were my own son. And one day he came to my office at the university and said, I've decided I'm about to travel to Great Britain and study there.
Do you think he wanted to come here to investigate his father's death?
I don't know. When I looked into his eyes, I didn't know there was no way I'd be able to stop him.
Something else came to light in the trial the other day, actually.
Oh? What?
Well, having disappeared in Hong Kong and been missing for almost a year. Kazuma since turned up here in London, working as the apprentice of Lord Van Zeke.
What? What? That's new sauce!
So, Lord Strongheart's telegram neglected to mention that part then. Starting a trip from Japan. Still, how's the voyage here?
Well, 50 days I see is a long time by anyone's standards. It wasn't as bad as when we first came 16 years ago. No, that's true. I truly wonder if we wouldn't be drifting in the vast ocean for the rest of our lives. This time we followed the same route as you, so we were able to relax and enjoy the experience.
Ah, so you stopped in France's beautiful capital, Paris.
We did, yes! But only for one night.
One night in Paris, alone with him.
Just the evening, we left the port of Dunkirk for Dover. This is time for the symposium, in fact. It starts tomorrow!
Wonderful that you were invited to attend such an important international event. Very proud of you, Father.
It's like the Sylvierchii here. 16 years ago, he managed to ingratiate himself with Britain's Attorney General. I'm sure that's why he was invited. I suppose you could say it's something of an appendage by default.
Speak for yourself, Eugen! You were close friends with a professor of forensic science at a major hospital! Why are they making all these...
Yes, well, I'd rather not dredge all that up, really. No.
There's a lot of water under the bridge since then, but doesn't bring him back. Asma's father, I suppose. As you know, we both thought Cosmo had died on the sea ship during our voyage to Great Britain in January. He didn't die. He's alive. As you knew, didn't you, Father?
In actual fact, no. I did know
That when your ship docked in Hong Kong, he mysteriously vanished. We sent a team of investigators to Hong Kong to try to ascertain what had happened, but to no avail.
But he's still alive? And here in London, you say? Never dare you to dream it.
Why on earth did the young man not make contact? The government and police have been chasing clues fruitlessly for months now. Well, it seems that he was suffering from amnesia. What? Amnesia? We first came across him again here in London. Didn't know who either of us were.
I see.
Then we gained his memory 8 days ago. This is unbelievable.
Yes, it's quite miraculous. Wonder why Lord Strongheart didn't let us know. Must speak with him urgently.
I wonder how Cosmo's been these past few days. Would it be wrong of us to go and visit him? That began 16 years ago now. It's a distant memory, really. It was Eugene here, Genshin Asogi, and myself. We were the original three. First judicial scholar from Japan to travel overseas to study.
Ocean voyages were not what they are today. I can tell you. Ocean voyages are not what they are today, I can tell you.
16 years ago, things were tough for their generation. They had to go uphill in the snow, both ways, across the ocean. You better respect them, you young whippersnapper! Well, Father was an exceptionally fine medical student at UMA University at the time, you know, young lady. Yes, grandmother told me. He went to do research at a great London hospital to study autopsy, practically unheard of in Japan.
Yes, it was an eerie place sandwiched between the back of a prison and a burial ground. Like...
Ugh, not more talking graves. Very often there's no one willing to deal with bodies following an autopsy report.
So you see, autopsy lies the study of an unavoidable relationship with graveyards and prisons.
Not my cup of tea at all.
You remember the Scottish prison governor? Kaiden, his name was. He was a good man.
Yes, but then of course in our 6-year here, everything changed for that dreadful case. When Genshin was arrested for series of the most gruesome murders.
I simply couldn't believe it. I've known the man for years.
I was a witness to the secret hearing. I tried to speak in his defense, but
you went a little too far and ended up facing charges yourself, didn't you?
Well, suffice to say, after that trial, we were sent back to Japan. They still let you back?
Nothing more we could do to save Genshin. It's a lost cause, sadly. Well, if you'll excuse us now.
Yes, I think this trunk up to my room as soon as possible.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have held you up here for so long.
I'll call for the porter then. Oh, that poor bastard. Just wait here.
Sounds going off at a run.
I'll even stay and talk more, but I do have various preparations to make for tomorrow.
Yes, of course. It must be a big responsibility representing our entire country. Wish you the best of luck.
Naruhodo, I hope you'll keep an eye on Susawa for me. Keep looking after her as you obviously have been.
Oh no, I mean, if anyone's looking after anyone, it's her looking after me. I mean, she hasn't even been on trial once. She's not like other assistants. She doesn't get accused of murder.
But I do appreciate being there for her. For all. I've been a miserable father to her. Thoroughly let her down.
Sorry? What do you mean?
Well, 16 years ago, I started my long study tour here in Britain, as you know. The very year Susawa was born.
Yes, I heard.
The birth of my daughter was the most joyous event of my life, but... well, sadly, it was accompanied by the most tragic event of my life, too.
Oh, yes. That's not hit at something like that.
It was a rather turbulent time at home. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. Plans there became rather less dependable than befits a grown man. It was then that Seshiro offered me the opportunity to stay here in Great Britain. I was too worried about you to leave you behind. Or else I was a little heavy-handed when it came to persuading you to accompany me to London. So, that's what happened in a nutshell. That's also the reason why I now feel compelled to give my daughter as many opportunities as I dare. The world does not really afford young women such things, I must say.
I completely understand, Professor.
Ah, one other thing, Naruhodo. Let me be so bold. I have a favor to ask you.
Oh, really? Of course! What can I do for you?
The thing is, oh, wait a minute. You in the back, where have I seen you before? I'm so sorry that took so long.
Mr. Sato!
Now then, let's take your bags.
Allow me to take your bags.
One moment, if you please, Porter.
Of course, sir.
A machine around your neck. The camera, I believe.
Quite right, sir. Just 5 sterling for a lovely photograph commemorating a wonderful stay at the hotel, sir.
Well, I think given the occasion, we could justify the expense.
Ah, yes, of course.
Okay, what's the photograph for?
I'd like to thank you for coming with me, Mr. Naruhodo. It's really made Father very happy, I think. Oh, well, I'm pleased then. But we were interrupted before. Mr. McCullough was about to ask me something. We return to Baker Street then? I expect Iris will have some delicious tea waiting for us. We haven't seen Iris in so long! Yes, let's go! It certainly feels like a long... No, I think we did see her, like, right before the trial started, but... It feels like it's been a long time. I'm getting more and more anxious about Cosmo, though. I have to try to meet with Lord Strongheart later and ask after him.
First of all, though,
I swear, I saw the porter somewhere before. I'm wondering if he was like a character that was in a... wondering if he was in like the jury in a previous case, or if I just saw like him in some other like a Twitch like preview type of thing. I'll be right back.
Okay, false alarm, I'm back.
Those cases just left there in that trolley. Aren't they worried about thieves? I know I am. Who would thieve around here? Who would steal cases on trolleys? That'd be like stealing soap from the public bathrooms and Renoski's just rifling through it.
Have you seen the porter over there? Don't worry, he's obviously keeping an eye on everything.
Ah, so it's a trap designed to catch any chances we might be tempted. I'm trying to think. I know I've seen you before. I'm trying to think like what case it was though.
Or if it was just like, maybe I caught a spoiler. Or a preview. Some other time.
Why did the board give me such a scathing look just now, do you suppose?
Well, some might say you look a little suspicious with your jet black clothes.
I wouldn't climb black as some sort of ninja with intent to steal, you know. You see me, I'm way too loud to be a ninja. You see those sparkling jewels up there? I must have gathered every gem in the world for that.
Ah, it's called a chandelier, I believe. Designed to provide elegant lighting in large, spacious rooms like this.
So they had to gather every gem in the world just to illuminate one room?
Probably electric light bulbs are actually throwing the light. Ugh! Electric light bulbs. Disgusting. We don't need these elaborate signs of decadency. Throw it out. Go back to candles.
If I was trying to hang something like that from the ceiling in the office, it would be scraping on the floor.
I think perhaps chandeliers aren't for you, Mr. Naruhodo. Charlie? This is the hotel reception. No one wanting to spend the night has to report there to sign in for their stay.
Oh, so you think that's the head clerk behind the desk there?
Yes, I'm sure it must be.
I would stay in a great hotel like this for a little while, wouldn't you? Just know what it's like.
The hotel fee was paid through our stipend. I'm afraid it might bankrupt our homeland. Sashiro! Sashiro! Hook us up, man!
True, Lemon gives word expensive a whole new meaning.
Oh. Party.
Look at that! It's a picture of the Crystal Tower!
Well, the Great Exhibition is one of Britain's most prestigious achievements in recent years. But how tall it is. It really does represent the pinnacle of scientific achievement in so many ways.
There's a 20-meter-tall chimney in the There's a 20-meter-tall chimney in the bathroom near my lodgings at Union University. There's always boasting that it's the tallest object in the neighborhood.
I'm sure. Do you know that over the channel in Paris there's a tower that's 300 meters tall?
What? How? How many times taller than the chimney at Yume Soken Hot Springs is that? If it's that tall, how does it draw properly? It's looking stuck, surely.
I don't think it's that sort of tower, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't think there's anything else to see here. Let's get out of here. What grand place. Father certainly seems to be enjoying relaxing the luxuriant atmosphere. It is more grand than anything I'll ever see in my life. It's more grand than anything my children will ever see in their life. Let's go see the Lord Chief Justice. Oh. 1st of November.
British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice's office. Here's the final draft of the opening address for tomorrow's proceedings. I've supplemented your original with figures you asked for from the yard. Don't mind me, I might be eating chips. I am incorrigible.
I see. Excellent work, thank you.
You're welcome, my lord. What's my friend Zeke's doing here? Wow, there seems to be an awful lot of tension in the air, wouldn't you say? This place is stifling enough as it is. Really don't need any more tension. Tension you will get.
My apologies, I didn't notice you come in. Your small stature and dark dress made you all but invisible to me. You damn ninja.
Oh, no, it's entirely my fault for wearing black, I'm sure. From now on, you must dress in white from head to toe whenever you come here. Is that why Cosmo does it?
Now then, Mr. Naruto.
Yes, my lord, I'm right here. Kill me now.
That comes later. There's nothing wrong. Perhaps it's a little too hot here for you. Perhaps we could use some wind flow. Go, my pigeons! Flap your wings!
Oh no, not at all. I mean, I've never experienced a room at such a perfect temperature.
If you're sure, the beads of sweat carving their way down your face seems to suggest otherwise.
Because the daggers you're staring at me with, mainly.
As you're no doubt aware, my International Forensic Science Symposium begins tomorrow. In fact, your father arrived in London earlier today here, madam.
Oh, yes, that's right, my lord. He's extremely honored to have been invited.
I'll leave the remaining preparations for the meeting room in your capable hands, then, Lord Van Zeeks.
I will attend at once. Gave you a very cold stare as he left, didn't he? I know, I haven't done anything. Have I? I thought we were making progress yesterday! Or, well, 8 days ago, I guess I should say.
These past 3 days, my feet have barely touched the ground, I must say. My dedicated right hand of many years was recently put out of action in spectacular fashion.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Is your left hand still of service?
Brilliant, Ryunosuke. Brilliant.
So now Holy talking about Dr. Sith. Ah! Of course. I'm terribly sorry about that. I was just,
Fear not, you've done nothing wrong. But this is some wrongdoing precipitated the situation. You needn't concern yourself with it any further.
that would be a lot easier to do if it weren't for the piercing stare you're giving me.
Lord Van Zeeks is doing an admirable job of holding the fort. Though disturbingly, his apprentice has been missing since yesterday.
Oh! Missing?
Become Cosmo-sama now.
I have his armband! It's me, I will be Cosmo-sama now. Can I show you this, Lord Strongheart?
I'm Lord Chief Justice. I'm not here to offer advice about evidence.
Oh.
Especially when the evidence in question is so dull.
Ah, so that's the real reason.
I don't want to get into the whole examining everything in the office right now.
Look, the Forensic Science Symposium is near, but what about my friend? What about my friend?
That's more important to me than anything else.
Well, Lord Van Zeeks the Prince.
Oh yes, that came as a surprise to me, I must say. But you here of old friends.
How did you get that friends to Lord Van Zeeks in the first place?
Yeah, about 3 months ago. An unidentified Asian man was apprehended by border police. They found him hiding aboard a large goods vessel.
Oh my! So we stole the way to get here.
He had no papers to identify him. No passport. He was suffering from amnesia too. Other than the fact that it was clear of Eastern descent, there were no clues as to who he was. So I decided to assign him to Lord Van Zeeks. That way I could keep an eye on him.
Then, why the mask?
I gave him to Lord Van Zeeks. I knew if anyone was going to be very suspicious of a Japanese man, it would be him. I didn't want to burn Lord Van Zeeks with tiresome explanations about why he had Eastern apprentice.
Because it would be so much easier to explain why he was wearing a mask.
It's Barrack Van Zeeks, so yes, it is easier to get him to take on a mask as a Japanese one. Jesus. We're going to be a great help to Lord Van Zeeks. I've had high hopes for his future.
By the way, do you know where he's gone?
No idea, but I believe he's left London for the time being.
What? Oh?
Take it you also didn't know. The man's father was one of our country's most infamous criminals, I mean.
Genshin Asogi. He really impacted society here.
God.
We learned from the trial 8 days ago was a huge shock. Finding out my father's friend was...
Ah yes, Genshin Asogi. Professor case 10 years ago caused a great stir here in Britain.
Such awful murders, and unprecedented, using ferocious dog as a murder weapon. Why the dog anyway? Like, did he bring the dog with him, or did he just be like, ah yeah, I must kill these people. Let me go find this killer dog. Let me train this dog to kill.
But no one would believe the culprit was a foreign student invited to stay here by the government. True identity of the killer could be made public then. It can't be made public now. Nobody in your country knows it was him. Neither do the citizens of London.
The main motivation was to avoid aggravating relations between our two nations at the time, I understand.
Even 10 plus years later, we're trying so fucking hard. Isn't that right, Ryunosuke? Correct. However, it has to be noted that there were some supporters of the Professor's apparent cause. Yes, I imagine someone going around killing nobility wasn't exactly the most frowned upon choices of victims among some of the more destitute.
What? Wasn't it a mass murder?
Majority of the man's victims were blight of the aristocracy of the day. Somewhat ironically, their deaths actually benefited society as a whole. Also, a fair few thinkers in London believed anyway.
Right, I see. It was still murder, wasn't it?
Well, it's like the Reaper's curse.
It's very similar, doesn't it? You better not fucking say it. The idea of the Reaper, the God! I was being so clever. Because I was like, oh, just like the Reaper's curse. Like,
wonder if that has something to do with the popularity of, you know, the whole Reaper's Curse thing. They know that, like, one of the last victims was, a relative of Beric Van Ziek's. Anyway, enough about that. Tell me about forensics. How long ago, visitor numbers of the Great Exhibition exceeded 30 million.
30 million? Are there even that many people in the world?
Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke, please.
In comparison, Mr. Naruhodo, the population of the imperial capital Tokyo was 2 million.
We'll be opening the International Forensic Science Symposium in exhibition's main auditorium. It has been 2 years in the making. 2 years of preparations and negotiation with other countries.
That's like a tremendous achievement. Congratulations.
He starts clapping. Congratulations! Congratulations! Congratulations. 20th century will see the wholesale adoption of forensic investigation techniques. Cooperation between policing organizations around the globe will be essential. That's why this landmark for symposium had to be hosted here in the heart of our great British Empire, where all the pigeons are. Where do you think my... So by the way, some of my pigeons have been missing. Have you seen them? I asked that weird magician man. I saw him a few days ago, he didn't know either. You know what's called the leading investigative organization in the New World.
The same as ever, I see. Passion if it's quite something.
Every bit as passion in your own way, I'm sure, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm the only person in this country who truly cares about a future that embraces forensic science. It's my intention to become Her Majesty's Attorney General and reform the yard from the ground up. The disgrace of forensic investigation team has been... So the disgrace of the forensic investigation team has been a bitter blow to my ambitions. I first established the forensic investigation team a year ago, experimentally to start with. With Dr. Sith at the helm, it was steadily accruing an impressive record of achievement. I was on the verge of changing its name and elevating its status to a full-blown forensic investigation department.
And can you not do that now?
Well, considering the head scientist has been accused is kind of guilty of murder. Thanks for that, buddy. Obviously, nobody wants to hear anything about it at the moment. Even I can't keep this story out of the papers. 6 million lenders will be cursing forensic science now. This incident will set back our country's advancement in the field by a good 10 years, I'd say.
Unintended repercussions of our trial.
Didn't Sith say something like that as a warning?
Simply couldn't have overlooked what happened, though.
Of course not! We should all be grateful to you both. Anyway, I'll still reform this country's policing when I become Attorney General. This might delay my plans, but won't alter them. Nothing will stand in my way. Well, let's investigate everything.
Being at the desk makes you feel so important, don't you think?
Just to have an office like this, Mr. Naruhodo? Such a grand desk.
Who, me? No, I don't think so.
Oh?
Well, imagine if you suddenly found yourself being in the toilet. You have so far to go!
How... true. I've seen poor people who work in ostentatious offices like this having considered such things.
I'm going to take that as a compliment, and not think about it any further.
Right?
Our European system armor are still glaring at each other across the carpet, I see. The way they feel like guardians of the Lord Chief Justice's office.
I suppose they're rather like the lion dogs that guard shrines in Japan, aren't they?
Aren't they a bit too human to be called lion dogs?
You know that it's a dream of mine to keep 2 cats one day? This is we've gone off at a bit of a tangent, don't you think? Don't you? I feel like we've heard all of this before.
You didn't read all these books even if you were reincarnated 6 times over.
Yeah, we definitely read all this before. doesn't say they saw him come. Yeah, this is all definitely the same. That's a little lame. That's a little lame. I don't remember the gears, but I don't imagine they're super interesting. As ever, the owner's class is diligently maintaining its rhythmical tick-tock today. It would be quite mesmerizing, can't it? Frankly, you completely forget the time. Particularly joy is watching the owner's wheels of a steam locomotive turning. Oh, God, grandmother used to take me to watch the railway engines, you know. I told you this before. You better know all this, Ryunosuke. Open fire for me. Instead of watch the flames fire. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely the exact same. Ah! This bores me! I'm going to my attic. So, what are we doing again, Sasao-san? Getting Professor Mikoba arrived safely, isn't it? Yes, wonderful. The fact that Father has been invited to this important international event really makes me very proud to be his daughter. Father, Judge Goku, us, Kazuma, of course. An ever-increasing number of Japanese here in Britain's capital, isn't there? Get rid of one to bring in. Get rid of one, bring in like 3 more, jeez. Maybe we should drag Soseki Natsume back here. Well, yes, I suppose so, but one does have a population of 6 million people, so I think we're still a minority. That's not the father who came here as a visiting student 16 years ago in Kazuma. Most as if some great power has been at work, drawing them here across the ocean to London. Feels as though the waters are starting to swell again now. You managed to give Kazuma his armband back? I'd like to mend that for you the other day, Mr. Naruto. Thank you, you did a really seamless job. Boo! Very welcome. It's all a day's work for your judicial assistant. The thing is, I accidentally dropped into the Thames yesterday, and now it rather smells. I'm going to throw you out the window. Then please, take better care of it, please. It's all going so well, until I ruined it, as I do. Oop, nope. Is there anything new to see in here? There better be something new with that spade. Spade's still here, look! Please, Mr. Naruto, it's not a spade, I think you well know. It's a shovel! It didn't take long to reignite that whole argument. I have an idea. This gives the implement a name like Professor Hairbane named his tools. Oh, I never thought of doing that! From now on, let's call it Ryunosuke. No! It's clearly much more of a Susato! No longer man's taking a new name. An unexpected turn, it seems. Wait, I got Ace of Spades! No! There's no shade and shovel! There's no shovel and spade argument in episode 5! Damn it! Bah! He was rising gently from the kettle as always. Yes, it doesn't feel right somehow unless it is. But it seems has an unusual scent today. That's 2 potatoes I brought back from Japan with me already. Oh, Mr. Naruto, I heard that, you know. Here's a joy, Mr. Sato. From my mouth. Ugh. That sounds horrifying, honestly. Rumadol's still winking at me, look. And
never gonna put that eye in. Oh, he'll finally get his other eye filled in.
Yes, I wonder.
You should know, Sisao-san. I'm trusted to task to you.
Truth is, I have already decided when that will be.
What? Really? When?
That's my little secret.
Ugh. Damn you! Yeah, but keep in mind that's really covered in papers as always.
You really must tie it all up, Mr. Naruto. No more excuses.
Mr. Sao, the way I see it, all these papers building up on my desk like this are a reminder of my wonderfully diverse daily life. I can leave them as they are so I never forget how lucky I am to have such varied experiences.
We definitely had this conversation before. In that case, you should definitely have a thorough tidy. Maybe we'll see your papers building up all over again. Feel that joy renewed.
I can't be here in an argument, even though I'm the lawyer here.
I will never be here in an argument. I will never be She should be the lawyer. I wonder if she ever considered being a lawyer. I wonder if she ever considered taking up a defense attorney position.
Whenever you serve me tea, it always takes me back to Japan.
You're not particularly fond of the bitter taste, are you? I always try to pick out less bitter matcha for you.
This often so often and usually metal blend is true. The anticipation of the taste in my mouth makes me bitterly worried anyway.
Ryunosuke. Very difficult for you, isn't it? To have such a baby taste bud. Have such baby taste buds. I say as if I drink tea, which I definitely do not. I do not touch tea. Come on. It's just as it was before I left.
Maybe ink and a calligraphy brush.
Maybe eating chips while doing this is a bad idea. Say as I continue to eat.
You know we're in England now. That strikes me as typically you, Mr. Sato. Typically not you at the same time.
I do enjoy the wonderful new things from out of the West and the Cultural Revolution, of course. I'm not ready to give up my brush just yet.
Anyway, sounds like I write more neatly with a brush than most people can with a pen.
Practice makes perfect, as they say. Well, this season life seems very contented there, I must say.
That was only recently, actually. The other days breathed the most extraordinary rate.
Oh, really?
A mystery why the whole seabed isn't buried in a mountain of them, actually.
Oh, splendid. It really is a mystery, isn't it?
I wish there was someone here who explains to Sao-san's strange reactions to that. Ruka's always undisturbed, of course. I was supposed to be going to see inside now that you're back, though, would I?
Oh, very well, only Iris is on inside.
Yeah, they two getting together in there again last night.
Visit Mr. Sholmes in his room, Mr. Naruto.
Last time I did that, he tried to convince me to drink some strange concoction he mixed up.
There is some new stuff, but overall feels very the same. Let's go see Iris. What in the world?
Wait, that mask! Who's that?
A man screaming in the most unflattering way.
You think? Could it have been Mr. Sholmes?
I do hope not.
I don't have to do it anymore! when the world is going on? Who are you two? Mon ami. Stop this disgraceful display on. Who are these people? Look at their hair, it's bright red! I think they must be clients of Mr. Sholmes. Right, you two, you're coming with me now. That's a clink. No, not this person! It's dark and damp, I don't like it! Oof, the darkness, this is my friend. I am not scared. Are you always scared in the dark? Shut up, you idiot! I was acquainted in the darkness on the next day. Ice! Daring ice! Oh, God! Is this the next coming of the Skulkin brothers? I don't like this! I don't like it! Well, top, we'll finish this down in the yard. Now get moving! Bye then, Ginny. Have fun. Oh yeah, thanks, Larry. Thanks, you great detective. Did you actually do a case off screen these past 8 days? Jimmy's a fine detective herself, doesn't she? Oh, Susie and Bruno. Oh, God, yeah, okay. I need to stop with the chips. I'm never gonna bother with BRB sticker. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, did you find your daddy? Yes, we arrived at the hotel just before he and his friend. Oh, well that's great news. Maybe I'll get to see my daddy again soon. Wow! Okay, way to lay that one on us, Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Yes, of course. Dr. John H. Wilson. Dolores, all that remains now is that Great is the problems of the man! What? Before it concerns us with I believe some teas in order, don't you, my dear fellows? Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? Do I have a crumb of such like on my face? Not so much on your face. It's on your head, I'd say. Come along then, everyone. Have a lovely special blend. Time for tea! Whatever's going on here today? In that case, let's sit and drink now. I am, in fact, expecting a guest later today. Oh. I have to. And Mr. Sholmes, about this. Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, is this the first time you've shown me this particular trinket? No. Oh, I don't really remember, to be honest. If I saying that's a collar for a breed of miniature canine with a particularly long neck, we precipitate a "here we go again" from your lips, we could be sure it was not the first time. Deduction, you see, my dear fellow. Deduction! Oh. Well, I'll get the blackboard. Blackboard is where Iris scribbles down her latest ideas, isn't it? Let's see. Oh, she seems to have drawn a lot of little stick figures all lined up. Look. Cheap apples of the market is what all of them say. What? figures can speak? The questions would be answered if only you would read this month's Rants magazine. I'm the only one who can't make any sense of this? Listen. There's this wonderful collection of medicines, potions, and chemicals. Just look at all the little bottles she squeezed onto the shelves. Yes, and there are charming little ribbons tied around the bottles, too. The labels aren't quite so charming, are they? What here leads deadly poison? Oh, I've been excited about the idea of hyping Iris for experiments, you know. Try opening bottles labeled deadly poison or is highly explosive. We don't need repeats. I think we've definitely had this conversation before. Iris' pretty little tea says it's how beautiful it's ever look. Well, it's only by carefully taking care of tea said that you can make good tea. Is that roundabout way of telling me I need to tidy my desk? Oh, Mr. Naruto, you do overthink things at times. I'm going to tell you that directly, right now. If I remember correctly, this large and imposing lump of iron is called a typewriter. I think that every single one of the adventures of Kurlak Sholmes blossomed from this very machine. Such dreamy thoughts. Actually, I go on it the other day. No balls are moving, you hit the keys, got all tangled up somehow, and that made Iris angry. Yeah, we definitely had this conversation before. You're ruining my dreamy thoughts. Please don't do that again. I will throw you out that window. Again. We're just not gonna address the elephant in the room. Just yet. I don't even remember this behemoth's name. Great Analyscope. I don't think it was here when I left Japan, was it? Oh, is that right? Yeah, it's because it was with the pawnbroker. Ah, of course! Oh, that's giving me a wonderful idea. You can pawn everything that's on your desk. The office will be tidy at last! Don't even joke about it, Mrs. Style! You are joking, aren't you? This thing still bothers me. It never came up in episode 5. Like, we go through all that trouble, go through all that song and dance for it, it's just, like, gone. It's just not there. Episode 5, it never comes up. No stores on these shelves. There's apparatus, books, papers, and lots of things I've never seen before. Well, he's up so high, I can't help feeling that the whole lot is going to topple any moment. This is though it might topple, and yet it doesn't. Hit me, Mr. Shon's brilliance. I don't get it. This happens, I'm quite well prized when it comes. Yeah, we've heard this before. God. Why is there so much used dialogue? So much reused dialogue here. Stupid violin. I mean, sold for a song at a pawnbrokery. What's it called again? Ashadi something? Strasvarius. Draggy, Stragavor. Are you even trying now? We'll come back to this another time, I think. In episode 5, when we look at it again, it's the exact same dialogue. My hopes and dreams are being dashed right now. If I examine this whole table, is that gonna give me the mask too? Yep. Chance to find Mr. Jones was doubled up on the floor for almost 10 minutes! Oh dear, that is a painful tale. I do like this fireplace. It's one of the best things I've seen since we arrived in the country, in fact. Although I do yearn for a Japanese katatsu. Your legs under a warm blanket at the table is so comforting. Oop. Can't listen to our hold say yeah. I think we've definitely heard this one before. Oh, this one I'm a little less certain about. One of my favorite parts of this room, full of volumes with such exciting tales to tell. I don't believe he's added to it since I last looked. Oh, there's a serious pince-knee. Mysterious little box, mysterious little horseshoe, mysterious biscuit. I think the last one might just be one of Iris' unfinished snacks. I don't know about that one. Those two particularly interesting objects to see here. Now let's just address them right now. This looks like last week's edition. What's that article circled in red ink there? It's in an advertisement column. It says, the Red-Headed League. The Red-Headed League? What's that? I don't know. I've never heard of it before, but... There's something on my face. Maybe this has something to do with that. Lively hair. Red-Headed League article. Advertising of a newspaper that's entitled to the Red-Headed League. It seems somewhat suspicious in nature. I want to see that first. The Red-Headed League. I found them because of the late Izkiah Hopkins of Lebanon, Pennsylvania? No, Philadelphia? I don't remember PA. Damn it! I don't know states that well. Geography was always my worst subject. There's now another vacancy open which entitles a member of the league to a salary of £4 a week for purely nominal services. All red-headed men who are sound mind and body and above the age of 21 are eligible. Find person in the morning of the 31st at a large park on Lime Street. Get £4 per week if you are a redhead. Both fantastic money-making opportunity. St. Paul following this hospital, raised research findings and leading hypotheses this month from Teaching Hospital of London. There's emerging consensus among doctors and scientists of all nations whereby the theory of miasmas being soundly rejected. Experiment after experiment has yielded conclusive evidence in support of what physician John Snow had concluded many years prior. There's a strong correlation between contaminated water and prevalence of certain diseases. In fact, the latest news arrived from economists who did their own research on so-called germ theory, by which minuscule microorganisms are the actual causes of a great many illnesses. Medical communities already begun an earnest to identify and categorize the tiny creatures as microscopes that also continue to improve through the decade work of London's latest instrument makers. Expect that in the coming years, improved instrumentation will allow us to see the germs with further clarity and the greater details than ever before. Germs! They're real! They're coming for you! I would say that shore-length overcoats really have been a great boon. The convenience and freedom it offers while preserving warmth and fashion is a highly pleasurable indeed. Public health report. Despite the conditions of the city of London itself of late, it's been a positive year so far in public health. There have been fewer cases of consumption reported when compared to this time last year, and smallpox is at an all-time low thanks to vaccinations offered at the smallpox and fever hospitals throughout the various parts of London. Doctors, however, warn that there appears to be yet another cholera epidemic on the horizon. Although the cause of such outbreaks remain unclear, the public is strongly advised to drink only water which has previously been boiled. Truly more than any other nation, Britain has been successful in its endeavors thanks in part to the generosity of its many investors and its long and illustrious tradition of fostering inquiries into the sciences. Lest be forgotten, she is a nation that gave to the world the genius of Sir Isaac Newton. However, there's one other factor at work, the shifting field of economic thought. Despite the fact that Adam Smith's magnum opus, The Wealth of Nations, published in 1776, the doctrine of laissez-faire has only begun to truly take root in the last few decades. It remains to be seen just how influential and enduring his ideas will prove to be. Drink boil... Wait. Remember not to drink water, just not... Okay, yeah. Drink boiled water, everyone! Keep drinking your boiled water, citizens! Mascots from a war when he was assigned to Lord Van Zeest as his apprentice. He cast it aside after the trial the other day. I just sort of picked it up. I'll have to give it back to him, I suppose. He has his memory back now, does he? I can't feel he might turn around and tell me coldly to wear it myself. What? But isn't he your best friend? I wonder what that's all about, Rinosuke. So, about those two redheads who were here before. Mr. Sholmes, who are those two gentlemen that were here before?
Oh, just a pair of petty criminals. Nothing of significance. Of course, you have to make a living somehow. And when the mood takes me, I'm willing to serve line-eyed old mares of infractions.
When the mood takes you. Oh, mayor of infractions.
But, when such fellows set their sights on Mr. Herlock Sholmes, well, that's when their luck runs out.
I will let them steal from whoever on Baker Street, as long as it's not me! Oh my, you're the target of a crime, Mr. Sholmes? Again?
Sort of.
Last time you ran into two pay thieves. They kinda shot you, didn't they?
Like will he devise a plan to entrap them and deliver them to our young detective ally?
You should have asked Grexy to come too. You could have had an arresting tea party.
I did send word, but no answer was forthcoming. Man's consummately in the wrong place at the wrong time. There's a word for her, I'm sure. Ah, I have it! A bungler! That's the word!
He's Tobias Gregson is a bumbler, as is all Detective Shirley. It's a good job he's not here to hear you say that. Those redheads have been up to no good? Wonder what the men did. So, about what you were saying about the greatest problem, blah 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 blah. What was that about the greatest problems known to man that you mentioned before? Is it another fiendishly intricate case, Mr. Sholmes?
I don't get paid enough! How should I best explain it? Are you aware of the theory of evolution by natural selection, perchance?
Well, I think I've heard talk of it somewhere. Possibly. Maybe. It's a revolutionary scientific theory that was nearly proposed 40 years ago now. According to its author, Mr. Darwin, the humans were once apes who lived in the treetops. Wait, what? Wait, we were apes?!
Indeed! And from the very moment those apes descended from the canopy to live as humans, it's been our lot to be at the mercy of the greatest problem known to man. Evolution.
A lot? What's this great problem, Mr. Sholmes?
Why, isn't it obvious, my dear madam? Problem of rent! Damn our ape ancestors! For coming down from the treetops to pay rent!
But did you not receive a rather large sum of money from Madame Tuspel's only the other day?
Sure, large sum! One buyer of ours a new motor car for me later, and all that's quite disappeared, I assure you. New motor car!
Honestly, Harley, you know you squandered it.
Yes, well anyway, 2 days ago, I discovered the answer to man's greatest problem. For the coming month at least.
And what was the answer?
Why, there is a substantial clue. For your very eyes.
Uh-huh. So tell me, let me see.
Humans are sorry creatures, unable to see what is in front of their noses. Surely no one can tell. Let me give you some assistance. Don't look, but observe me very closely. There's one particular feature about my person that's changed. You should know it's in the end, I think.
In the end. Been stabbing me in both eyes right from the very beginning of our conversation. I think we might need another clue before we cover the full answer, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh my god, Susato. Please! Thanks for the hint. I'll be tearing my hair out if this charade goes on much longer. Also, you're a liar. You lied, Mr. Sholmes. It's about time you told us the truth. Over a week ago, you said to us...
I'll tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It'll serve you well to remember that.
He's aboard the SS Bureau in January. Cosmo wasn't killed. You knew he wasn't dead at the time. So what was really going on?
Go a little bit long. Vel was unconscious for a very long time. If he hadn't regained consciousness when he did, his life would have been in mortal peril. Of course, the side effect of the prolonged comatose state was amnesia, as you now know. It was a simple enough task to silence the crew. But how? After they carried him out of the cabin, I assembled them in the lobby area. They made them swear to leave him unconscious and have him unlaid from the ship in Hong Kong as a murdered corpse.
Why?
Oh, how horrible. It was necessary to find some materials which to persuade the crewmen to keep their word, of course.
Why? Why do it in the first place?
I'll be at liberty to elaborate in due course. For the time being, I would like to reassure you I didn't foresee subsequent events.
What events?
His disappearance in Hong Kong.
Oh.
I believe I made a gross error of judgment. With an E.
Sholmes.
Gross error in judgment. Anyway, enough about that, you stupid redhead.
Wasn't there someone circling an advertisement in this paper, Mr. Sholmes?
The Redhead League, Does that strike you in some way?
I was thinking that just maybe it might be related. Your bright red hair.
No! Unless you've learned to apply my methods, Mr. Naruto. Oh, it was so difficult.
Sorry?
In the first instance, and quite indispensable. Observation!
Believe me, I could have seen that hair with my eyes shut.
Don't allow me to regale you with the details of my latest exploits. Regale or boast?
What is the Redhead League, which seems to be subject to the advertisement you circled?
You know, it's in the paper then. That, my dear fellow, was going to be the source of this month's rent payment.
It was? How?
According to the advertisement, the Redhead League is a distinguished institution fellows with specified governance. In fact, the only condition for becoming a member is having red hair.
That doesn't entirely surprise me. Let's look what the lucky redheads receive once they join. Like additional salary of £4 a week! My, £4 a week? Why? What are they paying people for?
I don't know. No details are giving the advertisement.
Surely every redhead person in the country would be flocking to join in that case. Alright, Susie, there's no time to lose. I'll put in my application. I was about to say. I did involve, like, why not just have Iris join? But then I remembered it specifically says only people over 21. So will I, just on the off chance. Maybe someday this hair will turn red. That might be stretching a point, I think. Trouble is, they have a fixed number of members, you see. Oh, I see. So there's a certain number of people to join, no one else can.
Let's look what have it. One member recently passed away.
Wasn't particularly lucky for the redhead in question, I feel, Mr. Sholmes. Decided to try to join his place?
Correct. I mean, look at me. Have you ever seen such a redheaded fellow?
No.
So why? Why did it have to go so wrong?
What on earth happened?
Blunder, Mr. Naruto. It will pain me to admit it. What did you actually do to your hair, Mr. Sholmes? I'm glad you asked, Mr. Sato. What you see atop my head is neither dyed nor a hairpiece. I changed the color of my hair overnight. By the wonders of chemistry! Oh, that sounds dangerous.
Chemistry!
I was conducting some research into a method of rejuvenating spent tea leaves. And in the course of my work, I stumbled upon a potion that when taken turns one's hair aflame like red. Would you like to try it? It'll make every hair in your body perfectly crimson.
I think I'll pass.
Can you imagine Ryunosuke with red hair? Mr. Holmes, is it quite safe to drink? Surely it's bad for you, isn't it? I'm going to die in 3 days! Amateurs are always hampered by such fears. Oh, I should never have doubted you, Mr. Sholmes. You mean to say... Of course! 204 pounds per week one was prepared to turn a blind eye to a little danger! I think Ray of Red Seal is more than just a little danger, surely.
Anyway, Harley left full of confidence yesterday with his new red hair. Well, the park on Lime Street with the Redhead League were interviewing prospective new members.
What went wrong? The whole park was choked with redhead folk like a coaster to Orange Barrow. I queued for 8 hours solid before at last I reached the front. When the panel of interviewers saw me, they immediately said, "Ah, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes, are you in disguise to conduct an investigation?" Too famous. So naturally, I had no choice but to reply, "Shh, don't give me away!" I wish I could do a little else but turn and leave.
Gah! At least he bowed out gracefully, I suppose.
Then this morning when I looked at the mirror, irritation stirred within me. So I turned that pair into the police. They tried to steal from me and they had red hair too. It reminded me of my plight of giving myself red hair to get money. To jail with them.
Oh dear, what a disaster. Hurley and those 2 redheads.
Oh. The phone is ringing! Aha! Here is my guest now! My latest client! With the money to spend!
Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley.
Remember, I swear I'm present gripped by the greatest problem of the man! Rents is due! I was willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating. Save locating a runway, of course!
What? Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rents is due.
What?
Mr. Sholmes! Mr. Sherlock Sholmes!
Please, oh please. Okay, you I recognize! You're the juror from the last trial! What? Please find my husband! He's run away! Get out! You upset me? I beg your pardon. Never mind, a personal matter. My apologies. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo?
I didn't say a word!
Come, my dear madam, be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please.
Of course.
God. Ridiculous sort of events.
What's the matter, Mrs. Sato?
Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her somewhere before, like a week ago. Very recently.
Yes, now you come to mention it.
Wait a minute.
Oh, well, it doesn't have his profile.
Wasn't the porter dude, the dude from the card case in the last game? I think he was a witness in, I think he was a witness from case 3 the last game. I think that's what I was thinking of. I think that was the case.
I explained earlier, my name is Evie Visual. Evie Visual? Evie Visual. I feel like it's right on the tip of my tongue, but I'll think of the pun in there later. Well, you take the case, sir. Money is no object, simply name a figure. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madam. All of it. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you have the picture of benevolence. I will of course make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir. Gentleman Lee would be... Oh, me? I might as well tell you I should like to communicate in strictest confidence, you understand.
Ah, these are my friends! I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me. Whatever you're about to tell me is probably going to wind up in a courtroom in a day or two.
Oh, I see.
I give up for the gentleman personally. After all, he's hard of hearing.
Thanks! Thanks, Herlock! Why did I ever get my hopes up? Ma'am, if you see my armband. Mrs. Vigil, you mind casting your eyes over this? Oh, my poor Daly. Where have you gone? What's become of you? I'm afraid she's too worried about her husband to pay any attention, Mr. Naruto. But my armband! That says I'm Cosmo Asogi! And she just doesn't want to be bothered with me. Maybe you consider joining the League of Redheads! No, you're not a redhead, okay. Whatever.
Mr. Vigil? That was about your husband, madam.
Mr. Vigil, my Daly is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here.
What is that disgusting hair? Entirely unremarkable, gentlemen, by appearance at least. How long have you been married?
It'll be 15 years this year. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably.
As it would appear, I need only look at you to know these things.
Oh gosh.
You're dressed in the latest style. Your hair clearly and regularly groomed, and your eyes are animated. In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared, correct?
That's right. He's a kind man with a strong sense of loyalty, and he rather dotes on me.
Hey, Moon. How you doing, Moon? Which would point to the possibility that he's become embroiled in some incident or other.
Oh, that's exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see.
Yo, Moon, when are you gonna get back to the Great Ace Attorney? It's been a while. I remember you started Great Ace Attorney, but I don't remember you ever getting back to it.
What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? It's been so long! So long!
Who's exactly your husband's line of work? Dune? Yes. Good to hear, Moon. Good to hear. I hope to be able to catch it.
He's a warder at the prison. A guard? That is somewhat unusual.
So, your husband is a prison warder.
That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder.
Indeed? I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation.
Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out. Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? At such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors.
Yes, I believe your proof is justified. Tell me, what prison is your husband engaged?
Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes.
Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. That sounds familiar. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it. Oh, is that the one from...
Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery. Oh, yup. Here we go. Oh! Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable, my dear fellow. And yet undeniable.
Sorry, Mr. Sholmes. I'm afraid you've lost me.
Pay no heed, madam. Pay no heed. Private matter.
It can't really be a coincidence, can it? So about you. Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? Oh my.
Shut up, my dear fellow. What is your intention? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. Wow! You can't tell the English apart, Ryunosuke! If you wish to invite the lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion.
Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week? Ah! I knew I recognized her. Have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now. It must be very difficult for you as a lawyer, being hard of hearing. Damn it, Schultz! Being hard of hearing, I mean.
Arden?
Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really, nothing more.
Is this just gonna be the running gag for the case? Reno's case, hard of hearing.
Now look what you started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much.
I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Yes. Reno's case, don't take that from him! Now about your husband's disappearance. That was the matter of your husband's disappearance! Then you realize he was missing.
Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday.
I'm sorry? Yesterday?
It really is recent. Waffily so.
Is it a little early? I mean, I guess if you're worried about him, then it's better to get on it immediately, but usually people are like, oh yeah, he's been gone. Usually, like, when we come to matters of disappearance, it's like, yeah, you gotta wait 2 days before we start really, like, caring.
Truth is, my husband does at times have occasion to spend the night away for his work. Not at all out of the ordinary for him to not return home at night. But this is different. From not making any contact for a whole day. That has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daly, whatever could have happened?
My dear Mrs. Vigil, please, calm yourself. Now then, have you contacted the police?
Why, naturally, but sadly, they don't care unless it's been 2 days at least. Refuse to listen to my pleas as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home.
In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I concur with the police. However, let's not be hasty. I really need that money. I see no reason why I should not engage my detective powers to track your husband down anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Sholmes.
And furthermore, let me assure you, I'll try to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month and still bang on my decision. I see only put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it.
You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay you any sum you care to mention. You seek only to put this suit's rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it.
Just gonna call him out in our mind's eye and nothing else. Thank you for everything you have shared with us, Mr. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation.
Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir.
Fear not, madam! In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure.
So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes.
Good Good news should be delivered early, I always say. You'd be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. Oh. Right. Yeah, we did see this with his stupid haircut. He appears to have no particularly distinctive facial features. He just has a really bad haircut. Thank you! Now allow me to show you the door! Might get a better look at this. Yep, that's a man. Under it, nah, you can't really tell what sorts of flowers these are.
I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. You know, I think it every time, Harry. How do you come out with such nonsense? Could lose in a day or two. Are you sure?
I can't be sure, of course, but then I didn't swear on it. I really gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. Oh man, hope, so you can dash it. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of dates. That's a weird sentence structure. Rent must be paid by the end of day tomorrow. And by that time it's time to locate Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo?
Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. I can't hear you. You might have already told someone.
Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case?
Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually.
I like the direction of like this is just what Ryunosuke holds against Sholmes for the entire rest of the game. Excellent! And what did you make of it?
Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean.
Oh, so you know with that.
Of course.
Especially with the mention of Loki at Cemetery.
Already getting quite the topic.
Loki Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison. We were not among the students of the university for being haunted by the ghosts of condemned criminals.
Barclay Prison, where that notorious man was incarcerated. Professor!
No word from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem.
All very peculiar.
Indeed, but nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo.
Sorry?
Roll on to the prison and see what you can glean. Would you? It's the prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried.
But, are you going to go yourself?
Surely you needn't ask.
I can't possibly see that with this hair! You have a hat? Whatever. Didn't you go line through with that hair?
That was quite a different matter. I was desperate and needed the money. So I leave it in your capable hands. Now if you excuse me, I'm rather busy.
Of course you are. Oh. Let's see how... I'll go to the, yeah, let's go to the prison governor's office, see how long this lasts, and that'll be my last stop for the day, because I should really start getting ready for work. I might need to hop off a little bit early early for a Thursday, but whatever. Let's just see how long this lasts. See if we get any shocking swerve. Barclay Prison is on the outskirts of London, backing onto a lonely burial ground. 4 high outer walls loomed quietly before us in the fog. Having requested a meeting, we were shown to the governor's office in the watchtower.
Okay, I'm already very concerned looking at this room. Why is there a guillotine in the clock? Look at the size of that bird! 1st of November, Barclay Prison Governor's Office.
Place is full of hardened criminals. I cannot remember the last time a civilian was doing here.
What is that accent? And you did not want to talk to an inmate but to me. What is this accent I'm supposed to be reading?
You can know who I am. I'm the governor, barricaded.
What is this accent I'm supposed to be reading? Do you ken, Masters? God. Also, Kaiden. Kaiden, I think, was like a name that was brought up in the last case. Oh, yes, it's a pleasure. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, defense lawyer.
An Easterner, I see. Does that mean?
Yes, I'm a visiting student of law from the Empire of Japan.
Japan? Did you say Japan?
Yes?
There's no way you can hear that. Maybe just try the prison next door.
I have no clue what voice I'm supposed to be doing for this guy. I didn't know it's another prison next door, sir. Anyway, we came to ask you some questions about...
I do not like to be so direct, but I have no intention of speaking with the last of you suspicious-looking Easterners. I am also incredibly racist. Good day, before I pull my ruffle off the wall. Now get out of my hair.
Oot. Get oot of my hair. You're very short hair with a scar in it. As soon as he finds out that we're from Japan, he reacts like this. It surely means... I think it's because of the professor case. Think so? 10 years ago, Genshin Asogi, also known as the professor, was incarcerated in this prison. He seriously impacted society. I'm going to keep making that stupid joke! How can they do this to me? And then after his execution, apparently re-emerged from his grave in the cemetery behind the prison.
Have I known? You're sniffing around booth that case, aren't ya?
Not the ye old handcuffs!
Your agents, eh? Part of the professor's great web, no doubt. No, not at all! We just... Get going with ya, before I punch your last hoot.
We're going! Clearly the ghost of that killer still haunts this place. We're not going to get anywhere here. Unless we can somehow prove to this man that there's nothing suspicious about us. Governor Kaiden. You thinking, Mrs. Sato? I'm sure that name came up in conversation recently somewhere. I was wondering if whoever mentioned him might have some ideas to help us. Come to think of it, I have the same feeling.
I say get out! Get out!
Sir, would you like this armband from another Japanese man? Governor Kaiden, can I at least show you this?
I turn my back to you Japanese vomit.
How many times can one man turn his back on you in a single conversation?
I'll turn around and do it to you again.
Have you heard the Redhead League, sir? Have you seen this man? No. No. Alright, enough of this. Enough of these shenanigans.
I say get out!
No, was it this case or was it the last case that came up? He's just sitting on the couch, chilling with the newspaper. I did say, however, that I was going to end after that. It wasn't very eventful, but... Oh, let me... No, 3:30, I should not risk it in case they come back earlier. Unless something happens earlier than anticipated. So... I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Next time on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, we start case 4 for realsies, probably. Get some more information, talk to the people, all that good stuff, starting with talking to Professor Mikolaba. Tomorrow morning I'm going to continue Virgo versus the Zodiac, probably. Almost certainly. Hopefully nothing wrong happens, but yeah. More Virgo tomorrow! More Great Ace Attorney Chronicles next week. I was kind of hoping that I was going to just finish Case 3 and not be already in Case 4, so that I wouldn't... No, like I said, like, I don't have to worry about my Halloween plans. Because I'm going to do Halloween streams at night. But I do have that planned out. I'm going to see about doing Halloween streams once October rolls around. And not just leave it for the very last moment like I did last year. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyway, yeah. Thank you everybody for stopping by. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to the VOD viewers. I hope to see you for the next stream. See you then.